Let's be clear, by 2026, the term AI-assisted is going to sound ancient. We're moving into an AI-native economy, and this isn't just a small shift. It's a fundamental change that demands a completely new strategic playbook for cybersecurity. We're talking about a profound transformation in how businesses operate, create value, and, most importantly, how they're attacked.
Now, there's this pervasive idea, right, that AI is just a bigger weapon for the bad guys, that it overwhelmingly favors the adversary. But what if that's dead wrong? As Lee Clark points out, this is not a foregone conclusion. The AI arms race is winnable for us, for the defenders. But, and this is the critical part, it's only winnable if we radically change our approach.
So here's the fundamental shift. This is the new paradigm for 2026. The game isn't about defending perimeters anymore. It's not about just protecting infrastructure. The new mandate, the core challenge, is governing autonomy. It's about securing and managing a workforce of intelligent, autonomous systems that are operating at a scale and speed that's way beyond human capacity. And to govern that autonomy, you first have to understand how it can be turned against you. We're at a point where AI isn't just a tool for attackers. AI is the attacker. This is a massive strategic shift. We're moving from humans versus machines to our autonomous defense systems versus their autonomous attack systems. That changes the entire game.
Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the threats we've been fighting for years. Malware written by a person, phishing emails sent out in bulk. But now, look at the right. We're talking about AI-generated polymorphic malware that rewrites its own code every time it runs, making signatures useless. We're talking about hyper-personalized deepfake scams that can mimic your CEO's voice perfectly. And reconnaissance? It's now automated vulnerability chaining, where an AI finds and links together minor flaws to create a major exploit in seconds.
So what does an attack like this actually look like in the wild? Well, it's a completely hands-off process. It kicks off with automated recon, where an AI is looking for logical gaps in business processes, not just CVEs. Then, it spins up a custom payload built just for that target. From there, it's autonomous exploitation, no human operator needed. Once it's in, it moves laterally at machine speed, way faster than any SOC can track. And finally, it uses intelligence to exfiltrate the most valuable data first.
And let me be really clear about this. This isn't theoretical anymore. What used to be stuck in research papers is now becoming a mainstream operational reality. By 2026, malware that can learn, adapt, and rewrite itself to get past your EDR, that's going to be business as usual. That reality forces us to move way beyond simple detection.
Okay, so this wave of autonomous offense, it creates an even deeper problem, something I'd call a crisis of trust. Because when anything can be faked, when any action can be automated, the very concept of identity becomes the new battleground. The core principles of authentication that we've built everything on are now under assault.
And the scale of this problem is just mind-boggling. Get this, right now, in your average enterprise, for every one human identity, there are 82 machine identities. 82! We're talking service accounts, API keys, AI agents, you name it. Each one is a potential attack vector, and most of them have way too many privileges and not nearly enough scrutiny. This is identity sprawl, and it's the attacker's new favorite playground.
Let's make this really concrete. What do you do when a perfect, real-time deepfake of your CEO calls the finance department to authorize a wire transfer? When the voice is perfect, the cadence is perfect, what is your foundation of trust then? Your old access controls are basically meaningless if the identity itself can be perfectly forged.
This also forces us to completely redefine the insider threat. It's not just a disgruntled employee anymore. Now it could be a rogue AI agent, a trusted digital worker that's been compromised. It could be data poisoning, where an attacker subtly corrupts your training data to build in a backdoor. Or it could be model context poisoning, tricking an AI by feeding it bad information. And of course, there's shadow AI, all the tools your employees are using that you don't even know about, creating massive blind spots. So with all this, sitting back and waiting for an attack, that's just a losing strategy. It's guaranteed failure. The only way forward is to evolve, to build a security posture that is proactive, that is preemptive, and that is as AI native as the threats we're facing. We have to operate at machine speed. And that means a total shift in philosophy. We have to move away from static prevention, from building higher walls, and move to a model of continuous exposure management. You have to assume you're already breached. The goal isn't just to stop attacks from getting in, it's to preempt them, to find and neutralize threats before they can ever accomplish their goal. All right, so what does the tech stack for this new world actually look like? Let's break it down. For rogue AI agents, you need real AI governance, using things like AI firewalls to inspect prompts at runtime. To fight data and model poisoning, it is all about digital provenance, using DSPM and AISPM to lock down the entire pipeline. To stop autonomous attacks, your SecOps has to become preemptive, using AI-driven detection and even deception tech. And to get a handle on that machine identity sprawl, it has to be full lifecycle management, anchored by a modern PAM solution. Now, as we're building this new defense, there's a long-term threat we have to bake into our architecture right now, and that's quantum computing. Adversaries are already playing the harvest now, decrypt later game, hoovering up our encrypted data today, knowing they can break it with a quantum computer tomorrow. The only defense is to build for crypto agility. That means having the ability to swap out your crypto standards without having to rip and replace your entire enterprise architecture.
And don't dismiss this as some far-off sci-fi problem. The money is already moving. Look at the numbers. Forrester is showing that by 2026, spending on quantum security is going to be a real, significant line item on the CISO's budget. The market is telling us that the migration to post-quantum crypto needs to start now.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. How do we boil all of this down into action? What do you actually do? For every CISO and security leader out there, here are 5 non-negotiable imperatives for the AI economy.
First, you have to get total visibility of all your AI assets, the ones you've approved, and especially the ones you haven't. Second, you need full lifecycle management for every single identity, human and machine. Third, your entire defense has to evolve from prevention to preemption, and you have to build for crypto agility today. Fourth, start treating your AI systems like a brand new class of privileged insider. And fifth, and this is probably the most important, you have to make identity the central control plane for all your AI risk governance. Identity is the new perimeter.
I'll leave you with this final thought. For years, we've all fought the perception that security is just a cost center, a necessary evil. In the AI economy, that thinking is obsolete. The ability to govern autonomy, to build trust into your AI, and to protect identity at an incredible scale, that's not a defensive function anymore. That is your core competitive advantage. That's what will let your organization win. So the question isn't, can you afford to do this? It's, can you possibly afford not to?